Have you finished overeating and thought, I swear I'm going to stop doing this? And then you find yourself doing it again. And the scariest part is you're not someone who can't follow through. You're disciplined, you're smart, you've done therapy, you've done mindset work, you've tried the plans. So when this keeps happening, it doesn't just feel frustrating, it actually feels personal. Like, what is wrong with me that I can't figure this out? So if that's you, I need you to hear this. You won't stop overeating until you understand this isn't about the food. It has everything to do with your nervous system. By the end of our time together today, you're going to understand why you felt stuck for so long. You're going to also learn an evidence-based tool to start building safety in your body when that urge hits. And you'll know what a real root cause approach looks like, so this doesn't keep being the one thing you can't figure out. And let me make this real for you. My client Hannah sounds probably just like you. She was imprisoned by binge eating for over 12 years. She tried sugar addiction therapy, inpatient, outpatient. She was convinced she was a sugar addict. She did Overeaters Anonymous, read every book. Within 6 months of using a root cause approach that focused on her nervous system through our brazen method, she was free with food within 6 months. Okay, so that's absolutely possible for you too. And in my full free masterclass, I teach you the ins and outs, the 3 key steps that are necessary for high achievers to finally overcome binge eating. So that's available for you in the description below. Make sure you grab that, but stay right here because I'm going to teach you some hands-on practical magic today to finally end overeating for good. All right, step 1, why you felt stuck and what we're going to do about it and why there's nothing wrong with you. So if you've been stuck for years, I want to say this really slowly. There's nothing wrong with you. I know how hard you've tried. I know you've white-knuckled your way through this. I know you've promised yourself tomorrow I'll be better. I know you've done the thing where you eat perfectly all day to make up for last night and then you end up right back in the same place, right? And it makes you feel like you're failing, but you're not failing, okay? You're responding exactly like a nervous system that has been taxed for too long, okay? And here's what's so common for high achieving women. You learned very early on what feels safest is being in control. So doing more, performing, overachieving, not slowing down even when you're exhausted. And you might not call it anxiety, you might call it ambition or drive or high standards, but inside your body, it's chronic hypervigilance. That's what your nervous system feels. So meaning your nervous system is constantly scanning, bracing, anticipating, managing all day, day in and day out, week after week, year after year. So then the night comes, you finally get a moment of quiet and your system goes, I just can't handle this pressure anymore. And what does the nervous system do when it's past capacity? It reaches for the fastest off switch. So for many women, that off switch is food. And it's not because you're lacking discipline, it's because you've been over-disciplined all day long. Let's pause on the biggest misunderstanding here. Most people try to fix this with more control, right? More rules, more restriction, more tracking, more just don't do it. But control is the very thing keeping this cycle alive because control increases pressure in a system that's already pressured. And when your nervous system is in overdrive, the logical part of your brain, the part that knows better, goes offline. So in that moment, you're not operating from logic, you're operating from survival. That's why advice like just stop or set a timer or hold some ice cubes doesn't work. It's why more insight isn't really going to get you anywhere. Because binge eating and overeating isn't an information problem, it's a safety problem. Okay, so your nervous system learned often in a very acute time in your life that food equals safety, and it saved that program. So the only issue is that that program hasn't been updated today. So it keeps reaching for the same old strategy that it knows since you were a child, even though that strategy and your adult self doesn't work anymore and your adult self doesn't want that strategy anymore. Is this starting to make sense? So remember, if you're listening to this going, oh my gosh, this is exactly me, that's exactly why I made this full masterclass, how to overcome binge eating for high achievers, because you don't just need awareness, you actually need a root cause process that will support you when your nervous system is overactivated. So watch it after this, that's below, And now we're gonna do something practical together, a hands-on evidence-based tool. Okay, now let's tap away the shame, because shame is the glue that keeps your nervous system stuck. So now that you understand this isn't a willpower issue and it's not a food issue, I wanna go after one of the biggest hidden blocks that keeps high-achieving women stuck in this cycle for years. And it's not the cravings, it's not the lack of discipline, it's the shame. Because shame doesn't just feel bad emotionally. Shame is a nervous system state that is incredibly disruptive. It's quite literally the heaviest human emotion. So it doesn't just make you feel bad. It actually sets you up for that next binge. It drives the I need relief loop. Literally feeds the binge eating, overeating loop. So instead of giving you a tool for the moment when the urge hits, because honestly, by then you're already so fast capacity, it's too late. I want to give you a tool that you can actually use daily to chip away at the shame itself, because when the shame loses its grip, your nervous system has more space, more capacity, more choice, and the binge eating cycle is actually going to weaken at the roots, okay? So all I want you to do is tap with me. This is just going to take 3 minutes. You can sit comfortably, follow with me, let your shoulders drop a little. All you're going to do is tap where I tap and repeat after me. I'm already starting to regulate. So as we start tapping here, I just want you to bring to mind the last time you overate or binged, just enough to notice that feeling of shame, and give it a rating of 0 to 10, 10 meaning high, 0 low. How strong is that shame right now? Okay, so now as we're tapping on the side of the hand, you're going to start repeating after me. Even though I feel shamed about my overeating and I'm so disappointed in myself, and even though part of me is scared this means I'll never change, I'm open to bringing myself a little compassion right now. Even though I hate that I did it again, and I feel like I should know better, I acknowledge how hard this has been for me. And I learned that my nervous system has been using food as relief. This is not a personal failure. All of this shame, all of this heaviness in my body, this frustration, this feeling that I'm broken, this fear that I'll never stop. All this time I've been blaming myself, thinking that this is a discipline or willpower issue. But today I learned it's because my nervous system doesn't feel safe. And it's been under a lot of stress. And as I learn to bring my nervous system a little more safety step by step, I'll release this need to overeat and use food for relief. So just for today, I'm willing to release this shame even a little bit. And welcome a little compassion my way. That's regulation happening in the moment. So I want you to take a nice, easy breath. Notice how you're feeling in this moment. Notice where that shame shifted. So 0 to 10, where is that shame now? Did it shift a point or half a point? If yes, that's regulation in the moment. That's your body feeling safer. So let me know in the comments what you're noticing. I'd love to hear. So what we were doing there is not just thinking positive we're actually helping your nervous system to release the stored emotional charge and stress that keeps it stuck in threat and self-attack. And I want to be really clear about this. This isn't about, okay, I'm just getting complacent and letting myself off the hook. This is about removing the very state, shame, that keeps you stuck in this cycle. Because shame makes you hide. Shame makes you restrict. Shame makes you feel hopeless. Shame tells you, I'll never be free of this. And that all makes you reach for more relief of food. So when you learn to tap away shame, you're not becoming soft or complacent. You're literally becoming more effective. You're creating the internal conditions where change can finally stick. Huge, okay? Now, where we're going next is we're going to talk about the importance of a root cause approach and evidence-based tools to finally overcome this. Okay, so we've learned so much today, and I hope you're already feeling the overwhelming amount of shame that you came in here with melting away. And here's what I want you to take away. A nervous system that doesn't feel safe will keep reaching for food. And this is not a logical safe. This is a biological safety internally. That's what your nervous system does. It will choose the fastest regulation strategy available. And food is always going to be the most reliable thing that your body has learned to keep choosing, even if you hate it, because it's just a survival mechanism. So even if you know better, even if you've done years of therapy, this is why so many high-achieving women feel like therapy has helped them understand themselves, but it didn't end the behavior. Because again, understanding doesn't automatically create regulation. It just doesn't. You have to train regulation, you have to build capacity in your nervous system, you have to work with that protective part of you that's using food and update it compassionately so it has new strategies that work today. This is exactly what happened for my client Elizabeth. She had struggled her entire life with binge eating, restriction, never feeling happy in her body. She was actually in cognitive behavioral therapy for 16 years. When she came to work with us, she was exhausted and completely stuck, and with 6 months of doing a root cause nervous system approach, she was free. And the best part is it didn't just create food freedom for her. She started living her life to the fullest. She used the tools that she learned here to support her nervous system to pass the medical bars. She's gotten out there in the dating scene, traveling. So these benefits of working with your nervous system extend to every part of your life. Very, very, very exciting and very, very important. So remember, if you're done with surface level solutions, if you're done blaming yourself and you're ready for a root cause approach that actually targets the nervous system, go watch my masterclass. That's a full hour-long free masterclass of how to overcome binge eating for high achievers who have tried everything. It's going to connect the dots even more deeply, show you the path, and help you understand exactly what to do next in a way that actually creates the change that you deserve. The link is below. And if you watch it and you feel like this is what I've been missing, promise yourself you're going to use these tools because you don't have to live imprisoned by food. You get to be free. I'll see you in the masterclass.